Howdy, banger pals. Blaine Smith welcoming you to another Metal Monthly Bangers monthly look at what's coming out in metal releases. It's the show where I find you the 5 best underground metal albums coming out every single month. Except this month, because for the first time, it's going down in history, baby. New 3-6 Mafia. It is the Metal Monthly Double Digest Edition. That's right, not 5 records, 10 records for you. So strap in, grab some popcorn, take a look down at that timeline, and see what I got in store for you. So yeah, normally before I get into my picks, I give you a list of some of the big, new, noteworthy releases coming out in the month, but I got 10 records to talk about. I ain't got time for that, so there's the list. Anyways, on to the records I want to talk about. Up first, we're starting hard and heavy with Caustic Wound, Grinding Mechanism of Torment on Profound Lore Records, coming out April 25th. So these guys are Seattle-based death grind. The cover lists sculpture art by L. Taylor and design by Dan Freed. So I don't know who exactly did what, but the two of you nailed it. Super sick cover. And the fact that that might be an actual physical, real thing that exists in the world is even cooler. Grind is a genre I don't necessarily feature that often on here. You might be saying, okay, but it's death grind, so how grind is it really? This is a 16-song, 28-minute record, with the final song being almost 7 minutes long, meaning the rest of it is a 15-song, 21-minute record, so it's quite grind. What makes this so superb, though, is just the real we do what we want vibe to the whole thing. A minute-long song can still be more mid-tempoed into a 2-minute track that squeals off like it's doing burnouts in the parking lot. The end result is a record that winds up having more nuance and vibe shifts than most records of really any genre, and certainly a rarity in the world of grind. It's an excited toddler ripping around his room showing you one of their toys every 10 seconds, but clearly the kids got cool parents because all the toys are really sweet, and yeah, keep showing them me, little homie. I'm loving it. This all makes sense when you realize it's got 2 dudes from Mortiferum in it who are quite good at playing slow, and I trust slow guys to play fast more than I trust fast guys to play slow. Just the way it works. Moving on, but keeping the mix vibe going, it's Final Dose, Under the Eternal Shadow, Wolves of Hades, coming out April 11th. These guys are blackened metal punk. Bruno Fusco is the band and also doing the cover. And no offense, Spectral Wound, but that's how you do a black and white photo album cover. Wait a minute, no offense. I do not like Spectral Wound's album covers, and I do mean offense by that. This is a pretty great record to pair with Caustic Wound because it's sort of doing to black metal what they did to death metal. Like, they're mixing one of the 2 harshest metal genres with punk to provide a good deal of fun and also clock in and out in under a half hour. Hey man, I hate putting in a full day's work too, so I ain't knocking anybody else for ducking out a little early. And just like that record, there's a surprising amount of textural variety here too. Caustic Wound does it with tempo, but Final Dose does it with a little bit of that current hotness in dungeon synth, which you will be shocked to find out pairs quite well with black metal. Why hasn't anyone tried that before? The label copy does say they also mix in folk, but they don't. They hear sort of a folk-esque outro to the record, but if you're looking for folk, you'll be disappointed. I am not looking for folk, so I was not disappointed. Moving on to a band I've been dying to talk about for a while now. I've been like, just put out a full length, just put out a full length, just put out a full length I can talk about. It's Phantom, Tyrants of Wrath on High Roller Records, coming out April 25th. These guys are Mexican speed metal. The cover art is amazing. It's by Megan LeMay, who also does wicked tattoos. Megan, hey, can you come up and do a guest spot in Toronto so I can get one? Toronto's not that far from you. Come on up. I know some tattoo shops. I can set you up somewhere. I'll get some tattoos. Let's talk. Anyways, full disclosure, when I saw the cover for Phantom's EP that came out last year, Transylvanian Nightmare, I was like, God damn, this band could suck ass, and I will pretend they rule until the day I die. So imagine my delight when they're not just good, but great. There are few pure pleasures in life, like listening to Hispanic dudes make speed metal, but that's one of the top of the list, and that's what this is. Phantom has all the key features that make Latin America truly undefeated in the field. Unhinged vocals that always end in like a guitarist playing that thing like he's jamming out some Akuma sets on Third Strike cabinets on his lunch break. The perfect level of jank to fill it to the brim with character, and just immaculate vibes to the whole thing. I know I said I loved their aesthetic so much that I'd pretend they were amazing even if they weren't, so you might not be able to trust me right now, but trust me, come on, look at these guys. This is what their band photo looks like. How are you not on board? Let's go buy some of their amazing merch together, and then we'll wear it the next time we see each other, or we can go 6-shirt, homies. I'll buy it right now if you will. Promise? Moving on, very simply, I've got Silver Knife with Silver Knife on Amor Fati Productions, brother, April 19th. Yes, technically this is in the black metal genre, but I do think this one's a bit of a twist coming for me, because I finally found a record that I feel like is post-black, and I also feel like isn't unlistenable garbage. So cue some little fireworks on the screen. My personal dislike for post-black isn't for like gatekeepy or too cool for it reasons. To me, the most compelling part about black metal is guitar tone, and when you make it bright, I just don't see a purpose in the genre anymore. Silver Knife have found a way to strike a balance between the two in a way that I think satisfies both black and post-black as genres, so it can kind of fall into either and sort of appeal to fans of either, instead of just sounding like a shoegaze band cherry-picked a few elements of black metal to sprinkle in. Silver Knife sounds like a black metal band just playing through the lens of like My Bloody Valentine. Cause like, I don't hate them. I've seen them live and it was the loudest concert I've ever been to. Silver Knife have found a way to have a different guitar tone to conventional black metal, but still bring it full of melancholy and just you know, sadness, as opposed to like positive happy vibes. So good on you, boys. I almost got a bit of like an old emotive hardcore vibe to it, but hey, more on that front later. So yeah, I got 10 records for you, but I know that's a lot of records, so we still have a palate cleanse in the middle, just to reset the palate in the middle of the meal, you know, get ready for the next wave. Hyena, About Rock and Roll, April 25th on, you know it, you guessed it, Dying Victims Productions, yes. These guys are some Peruvian heavy metal, and gosh darn, my shoulder aches just saying that. You got a cover by the great Velio Josto, one of my all-time faves. So yeah, this is our mid-show palate cleanser, because no spoilers, there might be some death and black metal in the back nine of the show. I'm really going with some left field picks for those ones. What I really love about Hyena is an awesome marriage of the high energy insanity of South American heavy metal with the swagger of still very much bordering on rock and roll early heavy metal. Unsurprisingly, that makes it crotch forward beer swinging party music, and given that I do have such a propensity for the more unlistenable metal subgenres. When I do come up for air, I'm probably going to want something that's more pure fun to just wash the taste out of my mouth. There is something magical about being able to turn on a record and legitimately be unsure what year it could have come out in. Most other music dates itself on accident, so it's amazing that by purposely dating yourself, you can make something that sounds timeless. Hyena is actually sort of the reason I decided to do a double digest version, because I was really split on the palette cleanse, because Hyena is a new band that I don't know. The other palette cleanse is a returning Metal Monthly fave that just made a bang up record, and I was like, man, why pick? There's so many records this month. This is the craziest month I've seen for underground metal, so let's get to some more records. Now, because it is a double digest edition, you know, it's a little more expensive to make this, so for the first time we did have to put an ad in here, so brace yourself. This episode of Metal Monthly is brought to you by Hollywood Nails. Looking to get your nails did across from Banger? Hollywood Nails. Anyways, if you do want to give us some actual money, we have a Patreon campaign. Technically, every month you get a Metal Monthly double digest, because I put a tip sheet up over there, which is still a video, and I give you 5 more records. You also get a bunch of bonus content, and we're really amping up how much stuff we're putting on there. We're putting up full old docs of ours, archive footage, DVD extras, all that goodness. So toss us a couple bucks on Patreon, and then we and Hollywood Nails can live our best life. Kicking off the back 9 is Warfield with The Old Breed on Napalm Records. It came out April 4th, which means you can already get it. It's yours. Go buy it. Hey, would you look at that? It is a different genre. It's German thrash. It's not blackened thrash. It's straight up thrash. It's thrash. And hey, another top-notch Adam Burke. That boy's been busy lately. So I am pretty upfront. I think best thrash in the world comes from Germany. And surprise, surprise, there's a thrash record in here. It's German. It's great. There's 2 reasons I think Germany sits atop the thrash world. Number 1 is that intensity, the insanity with which Germans play thrash is so much more unhinged than their stateside counterparts, and Warfield are absolutely cranking this record out. I just think Germans are objectively more engaging. They're bringing South American levels of energy for sure, and goddamn, Johannes taking a pause in the middle of appetitive aggression and just straight up pant before going back in the song is so cool. When was the last time I don't know if I've ever heard that before. It's so good. And B, American thrash has a bluntness to the sound, and German stuff just sounds sharp. Blade versus hammer, and I'm partial to sharp sounds. This one's more personal taste, and yeah, this album is a bayonet to the guts. And just a fun aside, Matthias and Johannes are brothers, and it's nice to see boys just hanging out, loving each other. You know, just some male bonding. Good stuff. I am praying that the next Sodom record is sick, because pretty much all the other bands have screwed the pooch. They've pooped it up. But if it ain't, this will certainly be a salve on the wound that allows me to continue living. All right, Fun Police reporting in. Everybody was having too much fun. We got to bring in something different. Tetramorphe Impure, The Sunset of Being on Aesthetic Death, coming out April 18th. While technically this Italian one-man band is Death Doom, know that it's heavily on the Doom side of that line, so that's another genre in Metal Monthly this month. I'm counting it. I will always love an oil painting for a cover, so Thanks to Petri Alamanis for that. I was immediately excited when I was reading about this record because I saw Damien has played on a Mortuary Drape record, and while this is in no way that Mortuary Drape record, it still makes me trust the guy. Because, yes, Doom is the main driver here. Songs be low, slow, and 10 minutes long. Very much not Mortuary Drape, which is great, though, because we love a king with range around here. It is a very heavy record. You have the touch of death to really bring the weight onto it, and then the style of Doom it's mostly pulling from is Funeral, so yeah. Are we having fun yet? No, we're not, and that's sick. That's what I want. And yeah, it's pretty Doom, so there is spoken word on here, because why wouldn't there be? But it is the... is this Italian guy reading me a book about a Dracula type of thing? So it ain't throwing the vibe off. And yeah, so look, that's a lot of doomy things about this record. So yeah, I am gonna count it as a Doom record. Look at all these different genres in Metal Monthly when I supersize it, he said, lying directly into your mouth. But fine, you want a vibe shift? You want something that's not normally in Metal Monthly? Fine, here you go. Habak, a bunch of fucking Spanish, Shove Records, came out April 4th. Look, I kid because I appreciate you sticking with me this long, and I've given you 7 metal records, so let's actually mix things up and toss a punk record out of Mexico in here. Why not? Big thanks to Vegan Warrior in my chat for suggesting this one, and hey, if you know about records coming out that I might miss, maybe they're outside of metal, or maybe they're just not on Metal Archives, come to the chat. We check out every single metal album coming out 1 month in the future, Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/metalcomedy. Help make the sausage. So this is a melodic crust record, and at this point I feel like I'm just saying words and who knows what they mean. There's a crusty D-beat backing the thing that's forming the bass, but it's a lot more an emotional record, bringing a little bit of old screamo action in. I know screamo is a gross word and it turns people off. I said old, it's not like a My Chemical Romance record, don't worry. I'm not big on nostalgia triggering a response into you to think something is good just because it's familiar. Just say no to the new metal revival that's going on. But this does tug at the old heartstrings in a pleasing way. And one of the things that makes it low-key better for me is the fact that they're Mexican, so it's in Spanish, so I don't know what they're saying. Is it sick? Is it cringe? Sounds cool to me, and that's all I need to know. So that is a great bonus for melodic anything, really. All right, though, detour over. Ancient Death, Ego Dissolution, Profound Lore Records, April 18th. These folks are Massachusetts. They're death metal from the American East Coast. This is a sick album cover, once again by Megan LeMay, again from earlier. Now you really got to come up here and do some tattoos. It's a short trip. Come do tattoos here. So yeah, I do need to put some classic me death metal in here. I hit it towards the end, but yes, it's here. But this is unique and special death metal, so I don't get why that would be a problem. I really love bands who take something I don't like and make me like it. Ancient Death present as a death metal band, but the actual music is pretty progressive, pretty technical death metal. The reason they don't get hit with those labels, though, is because they don't present like notes. They don't present like losers. A spooky dimensional horror theme and the profound lore records vibe mean that you'd feel weird introing them as like, hey, this is prog death or this is tech death. But it definitely is that. Everyone gets solos constantly, songs don't follow conventional structure, but things sound organic and human, which is something those genres struggle with. This is a real masterful death metal record and showing you that, yeah, just make stuff that sounds evil and you can kind of do whatever you want after that. Thus, we come to our full palate cleanse of the episode, closing things out, but closing things out so strong is Venator, Psychodrome, yes, Dying Victims Productions, April 25th. Venator are an Austrian heavy metal band who are returning Metal Monthly alumni. The reason they're getting a second crack in here is because, hot damn, this album straight up rules. It is my favorite heavy metal record of the year so far, and now that we're in April, that statement actually carries some weight as opposed to a superlative comment that doesn't actually say anything. Early contender for Album of the Year. Yeah, are we gonna hold you to that at the end of the Album of the Year cycle, reviewer? Son of a bit. This whole record makes me smile from start to finish. I don't know, if it's like if Europe was just a full-on heavy metal band. It's really a shining beacon of why I love Dying Victims Productions so much. This feels like a really pure expression of the type of thing they try and push, which, yes, please, I want 1,000 more records just like this. Please push this on me. But the real sports broadcaster keys to victory here is incredibly Austrian named vocalist Hans Humer. He does a lot of great that I could talk about here, but all you really need to do is listen to the chorus to Dynamite to go, fuck yeah, this is the dude. Dynamite gotta keep it I can't do it. It's just so goddamn sick though. God damn, I wish I could do it. God damn, I wish I could do it. So that's the double digest edition. Thank you for sticking with me for all the records. Please support as many of these as you can. Can I do this every once in a while? Are you mad? Are you happy? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll get in there and chat with you. What are you excited about? Did I miss anything? If I did miss anything, as a reminder, I still will have a tip sheet going up because yes, that is how jam-packed this month is. I got 5 more records over there. They're all death and black metal. I'm just gonna warn you though. So that's another Metal Monthly in the can. Let's go.